Okay, let us start. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame bante buri panya tatakata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame dhamma sanditika akalika kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katang achayang kamame sangha supatipana anuttara sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami. Dhammang saranang gacchami. Sanghang saranang gacchami. Tisarana gamanang paripunang panatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Abrahmacharya veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musawada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majapamadatthana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Vikala bhojana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Nacha gita vadita visuka dasana malaganda vilepana dharana mandana vibhusanatana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Uchasayana, Mahasayana, Veramani Sikkapadang Samadhiyami. Idang me silang Magapala Nyanasa Pachayo Hotu Appamadena Sampadeta Sa. All right. Let us start with some guided 32 parts of the body. Yeah? Okay. Can you hear me? A bit louder. Okay. So we sit here, relax the body. Relax the body. All the tension, all the tiredness. Let it all go. Give the body easy, relax, calm. Clear the thoughts. Keep the mind open, calm, and peaceful. Here and now, present. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. 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 Let us start with the head hair. Head hair, head hair, head hair. Head hair, head hair, head hair. Now let us imagine the location of the head hair. It's on top of the head, the crown area. Its color, its natural color, maybe dark, black, gray, white. Its size, it's long, thin, very thin, sometimes straight, sometimes curly. So imagine all the head hair is on top of the head. So imagine the head hair. Then we also label it as head hair, head hair, head hair. Now let us imagine the head hair is disconnected from the head, cut, trimmed. Now it's all on the floor. Now imagine we are looking at the head hair on the floor. Now it's no more beautiful. It's no more pleasant. It is foul. It is repulsive. It is dirty. And perhaps even we do not want to touch it. Now imagine the head hair is on the drainage hole. And we collected all the head hair. We do not want to touch it. They're repulsive, they're foul, they're dirty. Now imagine again this head hair, that we leave it in its natural condition, without cleaning, without doing anything about it. Then all the sweat from the body coming out. Then touching all the head hair, sebum oil of the body becomes oily. Then it's where the place where germs and bacteria and so on will start to grow. And all the beauty is all gone. Left with its all in its natural condition, which is unpleasant, dirty, repulsive, and we do not want to touch it. As this head hair, as we grow old, imagine it becomes drier. All the shine is lost, becomes gray. And it's not pleasant anymore. So we learn not to attach to the head hair. And seeing this head hair as something as not beautiful, repulsive, foul, and not to be attached to. Head hair, head hair, head hair, head hair, head hair, head hair. Now let us go on to the next one. The body hair. Body hair, body hair, body hair. Body hair, body hair, body hair. Now again, we imagine the body hair is below the head hair. Can be on the face, like the eyebrow, eyelashes, mustache, beard, hair on the nostrils, hair on throughout the whole body, the arms, legs, private parts, throughout the whole body. Imagine its color. It could be black, it could be gray, it could be a light color. So imagine its size, its pattern, it can be long, short, curly or straight. So imagine this head hair on the body, head hair, head hair, head hair. Now imagine this, imagine this body hair. Imagine this body hair, body hair. Imagine the body hair is disconnected from the body. For example, the eyelashes, eyebrows. When it's connected, we like it, we feel pleasant. When it's disconnected on the table, then it's not pleasant to us anymore. In fact, it's repulsive, it's dirty, it is foul. Imagine we don't wash the body and we leave the body in a natural condition. Then all the growth of bacteria and germs due to the sweat, oiliness of the body, all these germs begin to grow and become smelly, dirty, unpleasant. So once this hair is disconnected to the body in its natural position, in its natural way, then they are no more beautiful, no more pleasant. They are foul, they are repulsive. So body hair, body hair, body hair, body hair, body hair, body hair. So we begin again. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. Head hair, body hair, nails, teeth, skin. And slowly we let go. We let go of the contemplation. We bring back the mind to the body again. To feel the rise and fall of the abdomen. Feel the whole body being present here and now. Then we can slowly open our eyes. All right. There's another camera there. There's a camera here. Anyway, a lot of times they only see my face, they don't see your faces. Say hello. Okay, that's about it. Okay, let's go back. So we are talking about the central desire. Yeah? So that day, on Tuesday, we are looking at the central desire. As I said, the central desire arises because of the unwise attention on this object which is beautiful, or the perception of beauty. Yeah? On the perception of beauty, which is a wrong perception actually. Yeah? A distorted perception. So, in the development of Vipassana especially, we change the unwise attention to a wise attention. This is the first part. That means we begin to become more mindful about it. Yeah? Begin to become more mindful, become more alert. As we begin to more alert, we can able to detect the nature of the central desire. That means central desire arises. You begin to pay attention to it. Desire. It can be coming from hearing, can be coming from seeing or smelling or tasting or touching, or even also include our thinking also. Huh? So we note them. Desire. We see its characteristics. Even as you grow stronger, as your development begins to go stronger, then as the development becomes stronger, then just with that mindfulness alone, you can able to overcome the central desire. Because the mindfulness, the nature of the mindfulness is a wholesome mental state. So it's a wholesome mental state. If it's a stronger than the central desire, then the central desire will be easily overcome. But then this desire is not a weak enemy. It's not something weak. It is very strong in us, in all of us. This central desire, it's really problematic. So this central desire, as I said, from unwise attention, you change it to wise attention. That means you're mindful, you are noting of what is going on, from ayoniso manasikara to become yoniso manasikara. Yoniso manasikara here, it's the noting mind. That means you note it again and again and again and again. You see its true nature until it slowly fades away. This is one thing. Second thing, because it is a perception, it's a wrong perception of beauty. Now here the wrong perception is this. We can change it. We can change this one through a number of ways. Here we use the 32 parts of the body. Actually, in the Satipatthana Sutta, or the four foundation of mindfulness, you can see this also the foulness of the body or the repulsiveness of the body. In that place, in the sutta, in the suttas is only stated 31. In the sutta, it's only 31. But in the commentary, there are 32. Yeah. But usually you go by 32 because it's they include the brain also. Yeah. They included the brain. So doesn't matter, as long as you can able to see those objects. Objects here, that means the parts of the body, as something unpleasant, something ugly, something repulsive, then it brings about a very clear, strong state of non-attachment towards the body, towards the non-attachment towards the body. And with that, if you know how to do it well, then the mindfulness actually comes together with it very fast. Sometimes the whole perception of what is beautiful to you disappear very quickly, especially connected to body, especially connected to body. Sometimes, as I said, sometimes the sensual desire arises or sexual desire arises. When the mind can able to change this whole perception of what is beautiful, then it disappears very fast. For some people, this thing is needed because of their hindrances can be very strong and very powerful. So every time they meditate, all these strong hindrances becomes a problem to them. So these hindrances is another major factor where yogis fall out from the meditation. The first one that I talk about it is the pain. You can't take the pain. You can't take the various types of pain. They also fall out. The second one they fall out is because of the hindrances. And one of it is the desire. That means once the desire arises, mental agitation is so wild. They cannot contain the whole thing. So noting the 32 parts of the body is, as I said, is one of the guardian, one of the 4 guardians meditation for vipassana. So it's good because it helps to curb that desire. Right? Now, in these 32 parts of the body, we don't have to go all of them. They included like what? Blood, sinews, stomach content, what else? Feces, urine. Which one is more terrible to you? Next time you take it up, it's more powerful. Sometimes you look at head hair, no effect. Body hair, still no effect. Maybe you turn into stomach content. For example, all the vomit come out, sui bo, sui. Not nice anymore. or the blood here and there, then not nice anymore. So everything, the whole thing is that more or less that you separate the body into its different components and then you contemplate on those things. Sometimes once in a while there are places, they give you the diagram or vision. I mean, some pictures of all these. All these 32 parts of the body: the brain, the spine, the brain, the stomach content, the this and that, everything. They put everything in front there, drawing, they label it. At least people know how is the liver like. At least you know. So, other words, you need a bit of physiology, understanding about this one. Then it helps you to imagine those things a little bit more better. Yeah? So this is one thing. The imagination is good in if you this one. Then of course, as I said, we see its area, its color, it's this one, and then after that, once you're able to have those things, we bring about its repulsiveness, its repulsive nature, its unpleasant nature. Yeah? But this is where sometimes things can go wrong if there's no mindfulness. So one has to have mindful. If not, when you overshoot the whole practice, that means when you see repulsiveness of this thing, your job is to see repulsiveness with the steady mind, with a very steady mind that the whole mind is like pulled out from it. Then okay, you are still mindful. But the thing is that sometimes there are yogis who do this type of meditation. Then when they keep on doing it more and more, the whole mind becomes so repulsive about the body and repulsive about other people. In fact, that they become like, they don't care, don't bother anymore. You say like, for example, head hair is repulsive. So they carry the whole idea that head hair repulsive, then they don't comb their hair anymore. So they don't go anywhere. They go anywhere. Bante say head hair repulsive, so what for the comb? This body is so dirty, chinchai well, anything can do. You don't care, don't bother anymore. Like for example, maybe you go to say a wedding dinner, you wear like a yogi there. Because you don't care, don't bother anymore. And then sometimes for some people who do that, their mind is like they are out of the whole balance already. Even we do these type of things, even you are a yogi, the moment that you go back, that means you must learn how to dress right for the occasion. You must able to dress well for the occasion, not just because you practice until you think that you're arahant already. So you don't care, don't bother. It's not like that at all. Even for us monks, although we wear the robes, but we have to wear properly whenever we go certain places, or how we should wear a robe, in which way we should wear a robe whenever we meet with our seniors or juniors or whatever, So there is still a way that we need to this one. Even the hair also, if his head hair is so dirty, just leave it, make it grow long until touch the floor. Dirty ma. So the Buddha didn't mention it in this way, but there are in the way of sometimes other in India nowadays you call them sadhus, So they have this long hair, they don't cut anymore because it's kind of their practice, to bear up with all this type of suffering. They just don't care, don't bother anymore. Because they have to have those suffering in order for those liberation. That's what the Buddha says, don't follow this way, follow the middle path. So this one, as I said, if you begin to do it wrongly, you look at everything is not right, not this one, and it becomes so the mind so dull, so this that is too much. That is too much. So there must be always the mindfulness kept in check. You still know how to be flexible when it comes to certain situation in life. Not just because the body is repulsive and then you don't care, don't bother about anything about the body. Disease come in, whatever, since the body is dirty, what for? You take care of it. So that is wrong understanding already. That means they overshoot they overcook their meditation. Huh? So don't fall into that. So there must be a limit. Every of this samatha meditation, there's always a limit, just for you to develop the mindfulness, the clarity, but not for you to overdo the whole thing. So to like Brahma Vihara, Metta or Karuna and so on, this one also you can overdo also. So that one we talk about another time. So here, since we're talking about the 32 parts of the body, make sure that it's just, we feel the non-attachment towards it. And especially when you are as a yogi, you bring about that non-attachment, you find that the mind so much easier to settle down. Settle down. Once you settle down, bring it back to your rising, falling, sitting, touching, then the whole mind continue again with the noting. Yeah? This is one way we can do it. It's quite a complicated this one. The 32 parts of the body, you have to like remember all the 32 forward. Then after that, remember it backward, then forward, then backward. Then after that, you have to divide them into groups. The first group is the head hair, body hair, nail, teeth, skin. Then you have kidney, this one and this one and this one. Kidney group and what group, so you have material group, you have like water group, you have the fire group, you have this group, something like that. So it's not easy. So if there's 32, if you can develop them well, then you can develop to 32 jhanas. Each one of them can give rise to first jhana only. It says that in the text that this one can only give rise to the first jhana. It cannot go to the second jhana, third jhana, but only the first jhana. So if you are good at it, all the 32 pun, no problem. You can go into jhana for that. Yeah. So that one is a bit complicated. Yeah. So we put this thing aside. Now, central desire. Central desire, also another way is to, since we talk about jhana, any meditation in the samatha meditation, if it can brings about jhana, or it brings about excess concentration, that means during that excess concentration is before jhana. During that excess concentration, the mental hindrances also subdued quite a lot. Say, for example, if you do the Itipiso Bhagavad, the recollection on the Buddha. Recollection on the Buddha, it is said that it cannot go into the jhanas, but it can go up to excess concentration. But if you can do it well, then excess concentration, you can already able to clear a lot of your mental hindrances. That means the mind's already calmed down, it's already more tranquil, and then the mind switch over to, let's say, vipassana, then it's well and good. So any form of samatha meditation, if you do it right, if you can bring your mind towards jhana, that means you already clear a lot of your hindrances. People think that just doing this samatha, it's very easy to get jhana. Sometimes like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, wow, hosei liao. Jhana liao. Just because you go calm and peaceful. Wow, jhana liao. Oh, jhana is not like that. It's much more than that. It's so much more than that. Anyway, we can't talk about it too much again because it's going to be a lot of things. Might as well we do a samatha retreat. Then we can talk until 2 weeks or 3 weeks just on this type of things. But the thing is that, again here, samatha meditation, again, all forms of samatha meditation, you need mindfulness. The mindfulness is always good because it helps you to check and balance. The check and balance, that is to say, you don't go over the limit. The mindfulness is there to help you to be aware that if the mind becomes too overshoot, like becomes too repulsive, the mindfulness already catch hold of it, it can bring it back. Like for example, like metta. If you do metta, after that, like you begin to attach to your loved ones, like your wife or your husband and your children. Instead of unconditional love, it changes into conditional love. Then you get attached to them. But if you don't realize, because it looks so almost the same, they call it the near enemy of metta, because it looks almost like a twin. But one is the evil one is the good one. So that is where mindfulness comes in. And also not just mindfulness comes in, but actually also the wisdom factor comes in. The wisdom factor comes in because it dissects. It knows that this is what and this is what. But you need that mindfulness. So mindfulness is crucial for the development of samatha meditation. It's crucial. So with that, then you have a lot of all forms of samatha meditation, then that will be very helpful for mental development. Now, there are also other factors that helps you to reduce all the agitation due to all this sensual desire. One is the text mentioned that controlling our senses, controlling our senses. What do you mean by controlling the senses? Controlling the senses here means all the entertainment stuff. Then we try to reduce all those things, especially when we are in the retreat here. We are taking up the 8 precepts. The 7th precept here is like entertainment. Listening to songs, video, movies, and all that. We put them all aside. And this is really important. Right now, since we don't have all this digital, stuff, then it really reduces a lot of all these type of things. But sometimes places where you go to a certain places for retreat, yogis are not so disciplined. They don't care about this type of things. They watch, they listen, they talk, and they all that thing. Then the mind is either goes into a lot of agitation, restless, a lot of desire to do this, to do that. So that's why when we come for a retreat now, it's always good to go to a retreat where you're out of your own house. You stay in your own house, it's going to, for most people, it's going to be difficult because you have responsibility and you have all your things and everything is there. Your coffee machine is there, your fridge is there, this and that, everything, You go walk, and then you stop at the fridge there, you open, see what is it, close again, then walk. You say you do want to do retreat at home like that now. You do retreat at home. Then you sit down on the sofa there. Song liao. Then you meditate on your sofa. And then something dirty. You look at it. You got to go and clean it up a little bit. Things you're going to put everything nice. You don't realize that it's all behind it. It's all desire. It's all that liking, it's all that one thing. You call it other things. You can call it other things, you can call it whatever, but behind it is just the craving and the desire. So that's why it's good that we out of the place. So that's why you see in the Anapanasati Sutta, the Buddha says that, hey, in beginning of the sutta, they go under a tree, go to the forest to meditate, and so on, Go to an empty heart to meditate. Why do we do that? Because it's away from your comfort zone, away from all the things that your desirous tentacles, all the tentacles, the unseen tentacles, macam sotong, But this one more tentacles everywhere. When they grab it unseen, everything grab. We don't realize it. It's so strong in us. That's why at home it's very difficult for us to meditate. Yeah. So that's why you see all those, like when we are in the lockdown. Oh, they say lockdown, we want to meditate. Hardly you can do any meditation. A little bit here and there, but you can't do much. Yeah. Over here, like in the retreat center, a lot of things you don't have to do. You don't have to cook. Cooking is a lot of work. Just to look for food, look for what to cook, and all that thinking. You cannot settle the mind. Just that cooking alone, somebody worry for you. Tomorrow morning you get up there, you sit under the table, the food is there. It's so much easier. It's so much easier. The food is gautim. You don't have to worry about a place to stay because there's shelter and everything is there for you. Your clothing is all there. You're sick, we send you to a clinic or whatever. Is there some medicine here and there? The requisites, the basic requisites are there. So once you have these type of things, and also the place that day we talk about some of the place. Now, in the meditation center, places that you meditate actually supposed to be not so beautiful one. Must be drab a little bit. A little bit, the paint is a bit cracked, moldy a little bit here and there. Nothing is nice. There's not much of a picture. No beautiful things around you. Because those beautiful things around you, it's where when you get boredom, you will look at every detail of the picture. If the hair got how many, you will start counting also. You count the hair. Bosu choma, you got nothing to do. So bored. So you forget to look inside to pay attention to it more detailedly, but you can get attracted to the eyes. The eyes, the object of the eyes get attracted to it, and you begin to look at that. So even so, like sometimes we put books around and so on. Then again here, when you get bored, sian already, then the mind desire for other things already. Right? Desire for other things. Desire for some information, desire for a taste of coffee or tea and everything. All this start coming up. So we got to be careful. So here, as much as this one, I as best as I could, usually the places that I go, I try to clear all these type of things away, so that it makes everything just plain, not so nice. Most of us, a lot of this sensual desire quite strong. So it's good that you have places are not so clean and not so this one. It's not like always perfect and nice. And perhaps your Buddhist society, you want to be perfect and nice. That is because it's not a meditation place. You want to attract people to come. Okay, that one fine. When we come to meditation, it's supposed to be a bit drab a little bit, a bit dirty a little bit. Then you don't get attached to it. We don't realize that how strong our attachment to all these things as cleaner, beauty, nice, and so on. Small little things here and there. Uh, uh, Even like the Visuddhimagga, it mentioned that for those people very strong in this desire one, in those days, you have to put this type of yogis or bhikkhu or bhikkhunis, you got to put them in a kuti. Let's say they meditate in a kuti. The kuti with a lot of holes or maybe a lot of uh, cobwebs lah, a lot of holes here and there, dirty kuti lah. They put him there or put her there. Not so clean one. Of course, with this type of people, they will clean it up also, they will clean it up, but then they cannot clean up so much. There are still things very unnice, not so nice one. Then good for them. Because these type of people, they are due to the sensual desire of ours, we want to go to our senses. Our desire automatically go to our senses. So because of the environment is not beautiful anymore, so the senses goes back into the body. So the senses, our senses and so on, it's also important. Yeah? So next time you want to build a meditation center, I advise you, don't make it beautiful. Make it plain as possible. A bit dirty, okay. Because most people with a lot of sensual desire. Now, so we control our faculties. We control our faculties of hearing and so on. Now, of course, when we are back at home, we are not asking you to become nun or monks, So if you want to watch a movie or two, it's finally okay. But don't become obsessive like a teenager like that, Obsessive like a teenager, they put the headphone whole day, they put a headphone whatever whole day, listen to music and all that. They play video game whole day nowadays. They watch movie whole day or whatever, So become obsessive. So here, if you want to develop the mind, we are not asking you to cut off everything because you're still a lay person. But we're asking you to not become obsessive, including food also. Sometimes you mix with this type of people. They go everywhere, every lubang they will cari to look for good food. If Penang is good, they will drive all the way there. And they know better than the one that stay in Penang. They know every corner, everywhere, which one is good. Sometimes I mentioned this sensual desire is so strong in them. The moment they drive, let's say they drive, they pass through the Penang Bridge only, they turn into hungry ghosts already. The moment they turn into hungry ghosts, they eat for 3 or 4 days, happy, enjoy. Then after that, they come back, then they drive back, pass through Penang Bridge again, they turn back into human. Then they go back. So what they all go Penang for? But then, well, if you stay in Penang, then your body cells here and there, 50% of it made by hawkers' food. 50%. Because every day on the dana table is all hawker food here and there. Not that we go and look for it, but the whatever that you like one is on front there. That's a humor. Anyway, the food here, the food in places, some places you go, the food can be better. Some places you go, the food can be just plain. Different type of retreats, sometimes we go, may be a bit difficult for us to swallow. Sometimes like places that you go, there's a lot of chili. Like Burma, you go, oh, very salty, a lot of chili, a lot of oil. Or sometimes you go to other places, perhaps vegetarian, they only serve vegetarian. Then if you can take it, then well and good. So for us, actually for a yogi, for when it comes to terms of food, it's always better that you are flexible. You must be flexible. If you choose to become vegetarian, let's say if your choice that you want to become vegetarian, sometimes certain places they cannot provide for you. And sometimes if you're a vegetarian with don't want garlic, don't want what's the next one? Onion. Then if they don't want onion, lagi susah. They cannot provide for you. Because sometimes they only have one cook only. And to get one cook to cook for the retreat, it's a luxury already. Sometimes it's very hard to find cook. So the more that you are flexible, the better it is. And also, flexible here means that your health also must be good. If you have too much, if your, let's say, if your diabetes right now is not able to control, then it's going to be difficult for you to do a retreat, because we do. It's also difficult for them to just to serve you the kind of food, or perhaps even they do not know what to cook for you, too. Or sometimes if you have a heart problem, and let's say your blood pressure is so high, a little bit of salt going to explode already. So again here, sometimes it's going to be a bit more difficult to cook. So try to stay healthy when you are not in retreat. Try to stay healthy, because that help that you're able to have food and you're not choosy and you're more flexible, then anywhere, any retreat arises, you can able to go. You're much better for you to attend any of the retreats wherever in the world, not only in Malaysia. Because sometimes there are times that you have to travel to different places to do a retreat, maybe out of Malaysia. And when you travel that, they provide the different types of food. If you are flexible, if you are not that choosy, your taste able to take it and well and good. So try not to be as much as you when you go back, then try not to be obsessive with this type of food. If the food is there, well, eat now. If you once in a while you go for a restaurant, doesn't matter, well and good. But if you follow, if you have a, a group that is always love to go for food one, you better consider because they will influence you. Another group is that since now the pandemic is like, to them is everything is over, you can fly here and there, you want to kai kai already, you want to fly here, fly there, you want to go here and there. If you follow that group again, the desire will become very strong. Not to say again, not to say that you cannot, but I'm asking you to know where are your to know where your limits is. So if you do not know, it turns into obsession, turns into desire. So you learn to control our faculties, our senses when we are out there too. Like even like small things are like our bed. Like we want that comfort, a bit soft, nice, sweet, then only can sleep. There's a training in the Dutanga. One of the Dutanga's practice is to non-lying down. There's no non. Even you sleep sitting, not standing, but you sleep sitting. Either there's a sitting on a chair or sitting just like that, and you sleep there. But since you all know how to do it already, you're quite good at it already, actually. So that one, something that you can build it up. But this one, I mean, this is Dutanga, is that you don't lie down for a period of time that you determine. Let's say whole 3 months you don't lie down. That means you sleep sitting. Then the time after some time you can do that. You find that the bed is no more something that you are crave for it. We don't realize that how much we crave for that comfort there, comfort of the body. And anything without that comfort, only our we get very agitated. We need to have that so-called fix. Uh, So we don't realize that how strong our desire is until you don't have it. Then when you don't have it at that time, let's say you train in that type of Dutanga practice, you train that in the beginning, it's difficult. But if you learn how to adapt to it, how to calm the mind down, and you sleep also, you sleep either sitting, non-lying down, and of course there are certain other criteria also, then you find that in long term that you find that the desire is missing there. And it's good. Before that, if you don't train, you don't see that desire. It's always there. It's just like air. Well, you don't really there. You don't know it's there. So why not we just train for 2 weeks, no sleeping down? Tomorrow, all of you pack your bags and it's a good training, actually. It's a very good training. Yeah, it's a very good training. Yes. If you all of you are nuns and monks, maybe I dare to do. If you're all this one, meditate already with a bit of pain, only want to die, want to see there, how to how to this. You see, the desire in us is so strong in us. We don't realize it that all these things are strong because we are so used to it. We're so used to it. Cannot even the contact cannot must be something must be soft, cannot be too hard. Pillow must be just ngam. No, how you wear, how you see yourself, how other people look at you, and how you want to present. A lot of things a lot of things, a lot to do with sensual desire. We cannot able to talk about all these type of things, but there's another one on, not to say sensual desire, but it's more towards the craving also. That's something that I need to touch upon it also. This one is connected with our wholesome deeds. Wholesome actions, wholesome, like our service, dana, generosity, our our our, our things that we do, wholesomely. Now there are people, that I came to know over time. I met with devotees, and also meet with monks and nuns, meet with them. They do a lot of good deeds and they're praiseworthy. I mean, if I stand next to them, I also malu, and I also don't do as much as what they do in terms of this type of actions. So they do a lot of this service. They have a lot of this effort to do this one. When they do this type of service, their contribution to it, they find that when they contribute to all these type of services or teachings or whatever that is being needed by the society, by the group, they feel that after then when they do it, they feel that there is a lot of happiness and joy and a sense of fulfillment there, which is good. There's a sense of fulfillment. They could see that sometimes with their services, they change other people's understanding, make them from perhaps less light or darkness to a bit more brighter. Yeah, you change them, their lives. They find that your service has touched them in many ways, which is wholesome, which is wonderful. Yeah? Which is wholesome, which is wonderful. But then later part, they came to know about mental development. They come about mental development as the mind goes in the development, then they know about it. Yeah? But then here, the problem is that a lot of these devotees that I came to know, they get stuck in the wholesome actions, in the wholesome deeds. They stuck there and they put a lot of their time into it. They know that the mental development is great, is wonderful, theoretically, So what they do is that they spend some time into it also. But the problem is that they spend a little bit of time. Sometimes I ask them, at one time, there's monks and nuns came to my retreat. They came to my retreat. I asked them, why come only like 1 week, 2 weeks only? Oh, Bante, here just to come to your retreat, I have to I have to give up so much responsibility. And they already asked me to go back there to serve already. So I got no choice but to go back to serve. And yet they can practice, they can able to develop something. I said, after that, you got time or not? Come back to a bit more mental development. We know it is great. We know it's good. We know that it can able to go further, but we cannot. Our leader has already make sure that we already go back there. So much activity. Even their monks and nuns, they know that this thing is developed, and to able to develop this vipassana, especially this vipassana, you need a lot of time. Other words, you need a lot of sacrifice, even the wholesome deeds. All the wholesome deeds, you have to put it all aside. If not, your responsibility becomes no. Your responsibility, it's a way of how your craving present itself. It's become the front. We call it responsibility, but behind that is craving. This type of craving, to wholesome deeds and actions, it will bring you to happy destination, happy rebirth, and give you to a lot of good rebirth in future, which is good after all, isn't it? But it will keep you in samsara. Yeah, it will keep you in samsara because as the development of the mind is not developed, here you cannot escape samsara. It will keep you in samsara. In other words, craving is still there. Craving is still there. If craving is not there, you do all your good deeds, and you don't need to, and all your defilements is all cut off. And if it's all cut off, then this whole samsara come to a stop. But because you do it again and again, it's still there. It gives you a very happy rebirth, but you get stuck there. And we don't realize that we're stuck there. The problem is that, again, they see this happiness of other people's happiness, your own happiness. You feel that there's a good fulfillment there. Because of that thing, you get attached to these things, then your own mental development, you don't do it. That is where, then by the time you realize it that this is important, sometimes it may takes you many years has passed. As many years has passed means what? You're getting older. Then here you're getting older, then here leg pain, this pain, heart problem, stomach problem, getting too fat. All kinds of problem coming in as we get older. So I'm not saying that you become monks or nuns. I'm saying that a lot of us has to put in a little bit more time for mental development, because mental development, bhavana, it's a slow process. You really come 2 weeks, let's say you all come 2 weeks, how much you get? A little bit only, at least things getting a bit more clearer. Maybe you come 1 month already. How long we are in the retreat already? 1.5 months. Something like that. So you see, not much that we can do. We're still able to develop something. And yet, you know that we spend that time, and yet like that only. Nibbana also habuk pun tak ada lagi. The shadow pun, Nibbana shadow pun tak nampak also. Yeah, this is difficult. Yeah. You wait lah. You wait for your next life. Oh, next life can meditate. Next life you enjoy already because all your good deeds are enjoy in the heaven. Yeah. So as I said, try to put in a bit more time into mental development. It's difficult to develop. If you have the faith, if you have the confidence, you need to have time. So if you want to have more time, then join them lah. Like these two, or join me. I can always provide you a shaving blade and also the ropes also. Say only lah, when you come, I got no place for you to stay. Yeah, to train people it's not so easy. It takes time even to train, especially as you grow older. Your comfort zone and your character is like a stone already. You're so hardened already. So it's so difficult for you to change. The younger you are, it's easier to change, more flexible. You tell them this, they're already able to change. But you get older, your habits are so strong. It's a lifetime habit. So it's not easy to change. Not easy. Not to say cannot for everybody, but a lot of them, it's not easy. So that's why when as you grow older, the way that how you meditate also, it's also dependent on what type of career that you have gone through, what type of lifestyle that you have gone through, and so on. Some people, retirees, for example, they retired, they come for a retreat, and then some of them it's like they still like, although they wear a yogi, they become like a yogi, but their mentality is like still like a CEO, because at one time they're still CEO. So they carry the whole character of a CEO come here. They meditate, and then they do the way they talk, the way they think. Or some people are very, they are very able to multitasking, or very perfectionist. They come in meditation also with that attitude also. They still carry on, as if like I sometimes I told them that although you're wearing a yogis this one, but as if like you're still wearing a tie and a suit, to meditate. With all the whole idea is still there, and many of you are still like that. Many of you don't see that. You don't see that yet, because the form, the whole character is part of you already. You don't realize that sometimes the way that you talk, sometimes there's a pride there, because the way how you communicate with other people and things like that. So it's hard to see all these type of things for oneself, until sometimes once in a while I chucho on this type of things. Oh, they get very hurt. No, of course not. I get very hurt because it's your comfort zone. It's your character. But that character, sometimes it brings about unwholesome states of mind, but they don't realize it. They're still holding on. A lot of us are like that. We're still holding on to that character that we have. We think that we are still there. So you all be careful, as I said, when you want to serve anything, go ahead as much as you can. But as a, if you want to develop your mind now, make sure whenever you go back or whenever you're at home, you want to go for the next retreat now, make sure you plan on, for the next retreat. You don't suka-suka, I keyboard, and then you look for a retreat only. Not like that. You have to plan your time throughout the whole day, whole year, when agak-agak you want to go already. How much time you want to spend for it. If you don't plan for it, there'll be other things be on top of it. Other things that you find that it will be more important for you. Yeah. Of course, sometimes again here you must learn to adjust how much time you want to spend for your retreat, how much you want to spend for your family or your society or whatever you want. It's okay because you're lay people. So learn to organize your time around a retreat. That will be good for you in order for you to develop the mind further. If the retreat is not on one of your priority in your life, there'll be 10,000 things on top of it. Correct. There'll be 10,000 things on top of it. Yeah. So, other words, you got to learn the plan. So here, the whole planning is to help us to, again here, to reduce all our attachment, desire, or whatever you want to call it, the responsibility and everything, to put it all aside in order to develop the mind. So a lot of our lives, a lot of our things revolves around around desire, attachment, and sensual desire. Because those things, we don't see it that clearly. Sometimes, even when we are out there, sometimes we meet with each other. Sometimes we meet with each other. It's not so easy for me to point out that this is a sensual desire, that you'll get far away from me. You'll get, you keep on pointing my mistake. People get very difficult. But when we come to a situation like this, come to an environment like this, then it's easier. Until you're out of it, you look back into your life, then you see that there's a lot of actually attachment connected, a lot of attachment connected with all these type of things. So take note of it. So, in other words, plan for your retreat. You want to go for a mental development plan for your retreat. All your other responsibility, you learn to balance them. A lot of us have served a lot, yes, but we forget about the mental development. You have to be brave enough to change. If not, mine is just like that only. Happy to serve others, happy for that, but then it cannot go further than that. So this is one thing. In the text also, when it comes to food now, there's a lot of things that talk about food. You see, food also is one of the most strongest sensual desire. This little tongue of ours, but once the food touch in, the whole mind explode. Now here, what the Buddha says also regarding on food is that when we train ourselves, especially during a retreat, and more or less also when we are in the everyday world out there, we learn to moderate the food. Moderate the food here means like everything you just take, everything eat little here, little there, a little bit here and there. Not too obsessive about certain things, obsessive about certain this one. That obsessiveness can be a problem. Now, also moderation also. It also comes in like the amount of food that you're taking also. How much is the right amount? In the retreat, the amount of food that you are taking also as important, as to be mindful also. Because a lot during when you read in the suttas and all that, the Buddha mentioned about the amount of food that we should take. It is mentioned that more or less when you take a solid food here means like your rice, your dishes, including your dessert also, like your dessert and all that. Maybe it says that you go about 80% of your solid food. 80% or 85%, somewhere there, But other words, it's not too full. Other words, it's not too full. Then another like 20%, it may be your soup or your drinks. Yeah. So all in all, and then it comes to the 100%. So other words, it comes to us not too full. Then again here, when it says full 100%, each day on earth, the 100% can be more, it can be less, because due to the nature of the body, right? So that time, what you should do is that, for example, over here, you are in the buffet line. Then you're in the buffet line, you collect all your food, and then all the food is already on the table. Me is different, the dishes in front of me. Usually what I do is, for me, is that I got what rice I want, then I just take whatever I need until I have enough, then okay. But for you, sometimes you look at that, I think enough lah. But when you eat it, full already, maybe there's a quarter to go lah. If you find that yourself full, maybe then what you're going to do with it? What are you going to do? Usually, for us Chinese, what do we do? Chia ka liao, chia ka liao. Everything masuk. That's why like we all supposed to be coming for a retreat, getting dinner and dinner. Yeah, coming to a retreat, getting there's something wrong with it. So here, if you're mindful of taking your food, usually most of the time, you know the agak the right amount, because you can feel the body, what you need and what you can able to take. So you take whatever is necessary for you. So sometimes, once in a while, if you cannot finish it, by all means, throw it away. It's better for you to throw away. If not, if you overeat, later part in your sitting and your walking, 3 or 4 hours may go into indigestion or may go into a lot of sleepiness. Yeah. Or sometimes yogis tend to fear, if jiak bo gao, then at night hungry how? Then you makan not enough, then at night how? That time when I was meditating here, that time only 23 maybe. My food XL like that. they come in a boxes, they come in boxes, and that box cannot close. But then I go okay, because that time the digestion is so good, no problem. You give me that much, I also can makan that much, and I still feel hungry in the evening. That time still okay, but now cannot. Totally all different. So the thing is that you agak how much you want. But once in a while also, if you find that if it's not enough, there's always you can go for a little bit more. You can get up and take a little bit more. Usually, if you're mindful, you know how much you think is enough. But by all means, if you cannot finish it, once in a while, throw the food away. It's perfectly all right. Don't bother about what people think about you. Yeah. If it's too conscious with the whole Chinese, then you're going to have a hard time meditating. Yeah. So you have to be the master, not the food, the master. You have to be the master to know what is enough and what is not enough. Even in the monk's world, in the Vinaya also, we are allowed to throw away food. If you eat, you feel that it's not enough, then that you have to throw the food away also. So it's okay. But we know that we don't do it that often. We don't purposely throw it away. Sometimes, like when we go into a restaurant, people just purposely order a lot, but they don't eat. They just throw everything away. But here we are not like that. Yeah? We don't have that same, although externally looks the same, but mentally it's all totally very different. So that is how we moderate the food. Now we moderate the food, we choose what is needed. Everything in go into moderation, what is important to you. Then we take just enough. Yeah? If it's too much, doesn't matter, throw it away. Okay? All right, so we stop here for tonight. We'll talk about this desire a little bit, or maybe an anger, ill will tomorrow. Okay? All right. Okay, let us share merits. Idang may bawa ng nibbana sa pachayo hotu. May my mental cultivation be a condition for the realization of nibbana. Imang no punya bagang sabba satanang dema. We share these merits with our departed ones, with all beings and all the devas. Sabbe satta sukhi hontu anumodantu. May all beings be happy. May they rejoice in these merits. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.